you my wife. Hiya, hiya, girl. I need to know my sugar, why you so damn fine? Baby, why you so damn far? I need that body in my arms. I hate it when you so damn far. I need you to just back for me. Girl, I wanna feel our body. You got the perfect type of bend over, shake that just back for me. Come let me feel our body. You got the perfect type of bend over, shake that I think I like this part. No, I ain't going nowhere because the ratio Bamsi to hips is so okay. Only you I see, I feel it in the energy. It's been so long, been a while. The last time you were outside on your balcony in the rain and all. Big people think with cameras on. Hiya, hiya, your body inspire everything I want in life. One day I'm making you my wife. Hiya, hiya, girl, I need to know my sugar, why you so damn fine? Baby, why you so damn far? I need that body in my arms. I hate it when you so damn far. I need you to just pop for me.
Greetings and salutations, one and all. How you doing?
Come let me feel our body. You got it.
Yeah, no need for you to be so far away anymore. Adam O says, ask the question, why are you so far away?
My wife, hiya, hiya, girl, I need to know my sugar, why you so damn fine?
Wanna say big ups to each and everyone locked in right now, whether you're near or far. Geographically. Virtually, you know, we're right there, right? Hey, Ebony. Wanna say big ups to each and everyone locked in right now. Those on TuneIn Radio and the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, much love to you. Big ups to those who are hailing from across the pond on One Harmony Radio over there in the UK. Good morning to you. Big ups to the family in New Jersey, NIE Radio. Much love, the motivator.
The last time you were outside on your balcony in the rain and all.
Big ups to those in New York, locked in on Island Worldwide, exhibiting the power of music.
One day I'm making you my wife.
Much love, China Nicole. Much love, Gary.
Baby, why you so damn far?
Hey, Oral, how you doing? Big ups to those who are locked in on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. Big ups to you. Big ups to those who are locked in on PEMGTV.com. Those on Facebook Live, remember it's only a segment broadcast. Big ups to you. Inviting you to share. But I'm also inviting you to use a link that is pinned in the comment section. Come on over to kevinstew.com. Yeah, that's where everything happens. That's where I need it to be.
No, I ain't going nowhere because the ratio Bamsi to hips is so.
Of course, big ups to those who are locked in at the home of the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, kevinstew.com. So glad to have you. Couldn't do it without you. You know, I give you my word.
People think with cameras
I wouldn't even try.
Your body inspire everything I want in life. One day I'm making you my wife. Hiya, hiya, girl, I need to know my sugar, why you so damn fine? Baby, why you so damn far?
The question is, why are you so far away? The title of the track is Far Away. The artist goes by the name Adam O.
I need you to just pop for me. Girl, I wanna feel our body. You got a perfect type of
want to say thank you to my segment sponsor, Pulse Media Group. When being in the moment is priceless, so give them a call. They can take care of your videos, your photos, your streaming, your ads, everything you see here on kevinstew.com and so much more. You have a church service, a wedding, a funeral, a party, a barbecue, a graduation. You name it, a seminar, did I say a seminar? Yeah man, all them things. Pulse Media Group has a solution for you if you want to stream on a secure platform, whether it is your own or you want to stream on theirs. Just give them a call, 754-999-1140, or check them out at paulcmg.com. Tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you.
It's been so long, been a while. The last time you were outside on your balcony in the rain and big people think with cameras on. Hiya, hiya, your body inspire everything I want in life. One day I'm making you my wife. Hiya, hiya.
Come on, one day I'm making you my wife, you know you. Yeah, you. Yeah, been there, done that.
Why you so down? I need a body in my arms. I hate it when you so damn far.
So, you hate it when I'm so far away, but you're encouraging me to go places? How that work? Well, for those of you who like to travel, of course you want to go places, and sometimes that takes you far away. Sometimes you can't get to travel as often as you want to. And most of the times it's because you can't afford it. So, what does one do? How does one find a way to make traveling affordable? You know, I was traveling last week and I realized it's not something that I didn't know before. Let me say that. Let me just put it out there. It's not new information. Airlines pretty much rape people, so to speak. You know, it's rough. You know, you're dangled this carrot to take a bite and jump on this quote unquote reasonable price, only to be hit with all kinds of fees by the time you get to the airport. At the end of this, I'm going to give you my personal hack when it comes to traveling. What do you say when you get a sugar daddy or a sugar mama? Whatever your preference, problem solved. You know, that could be one way to go about it. I went searching for some travel hacks and came across this website called nomadicmat.com. And I found some ways that I'm going to call them hacks, some travel hacks, ways to probably travel for cheap or for free. And I decided, all right, let me go ahead and share this with the people, because since I just traveled and realized that, was reminded, I should say, that it can get quite costly. Last time I traveled before this, it was really cheap. Why? Because it was just me, and all I needed was clothes for a couple of days, so I just carried a backpack, rolled up some clothes, tossed it in my backpack, and as after the races, boom, good to go. This time, it wasn't quite that simple. Gone for a week, it wasn't just me, so now there's checked luggage. Because I was taking stuff for people also, the checked luggage was kind of heavy. So there was that also. And it ended up being a whole lot more costly flying this particular airline because, best rate, yeah. But when you do the add-ons, they charge you for everything on this airline. And no, I won't be mentioning their. You can mention their names. I'll say yes or no, but I won't mention their names because I'm not getting paid for that. You know what I mean? That's free advertising. So, needless to say, it's one of the bargain, quote unquote, bargain airlines. And so, I they weren't gentle and there wasn't any lube involved. Let me just put it like that. Draw your own conclusions. So, nomadicmat.com says, you know, hey, I can give you some tips. Because the writer here says, whenever I ask readers what the number one thing holding back from traveling is, almost everybody gives the same response: money. And this is something that, seems to resonate across many. What I say, Mortimer? The bad dopey them. Everybody, you should stop flying. I should stop flying the yellow and black sky bus. Oh, so you know about them? All right. I didn't fly them the last time I flew, but I flew them this time, and let me tell you, raped. Big ups, Eric. How you doing, man? So, Nomadic Matt says the problem of money and how to overcome it is his most asked question. And over the past 12 years, into earlier this year, in earlier 2021, he says, I've answered this question in a plethora of posts, emails, tweets, Facebook posts, you name it. Long-term readers might even be getting sick of some of the comments that he has put about it. But nonetheless, get to address it again. Now, one of the things that is repeated by Nomadic Matt is that you do not need to be rich to travel. And this is true. And I can see how that can happen, even outside of Nomadic Matt's tips. But I'm going to give you his first, and then I'm going to toss in mine a little bit later on. Again, as a reminder, kevinstew.com is where everything needs to happen. So use the link that is pinned in the comment section. Come on over to kevinstew.com, and you can also participate in the broadcast live and in living color. You can call, text, WhatsApp, Telegram, and get in touch. Number 773-789-STEW, 773-789-7839. Call, text, WhatsApp, Telegram, any of those work. Of course, you can jump into the stew pot on kevinstew.com, which is always encouraged. For those of you wondering what the stew pot is, it's what others call a chat room. But because we're fancy over here on kevinstew.com, we call it the stew pot. It's where we keep things interactive and bubbling. So come on in, you can remain anonymous, or you can change your name and let me know who it is I'm interacting with. I'm cool with that. But it is a judgment-free zone. It is where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment. So come on over, let's be enlightened, and let us grow. Right? Cool. What's the number again? 773-789-7839. Alright, so Nomadic Matt says, hey, traveling the world with no money sounds like an impossible dream, but it is possible. And you can do it responsibly without breaking the bank. It should be said that there are some expenses you shouldn't compromise on. Things like travel insurance. You don't want to be too stingy on that. But there are always tons of ways that you can travel. And not just locally, but you can travel the world on a budget. including plenty of ways that you could actually travel for free. Now, if you're like me, that is a price that you're not to, what should I say? You love free 99 prices. There's no price better than free 99. So, what we're talking about tonight is one, how to travel cheap, two, how to travel free. Now, traveling cheap is all about taking advantage of helpful apps and websites that save you money, finding ways to lower your expenses, and even making money as you travel. It's all about finding value and lowering your expenses while still being able to afford to do what you want. Traveling for free entails taking advantage of free accommodation, free transportation, free activities, things that are already out there, thereby reducing your cost to zero, if not close to it. Hence, you might sacrifice a little bit of comfort and convenience to extend your travels as long as possible. So there's always a little bit of a compromise in there somewhere. Now, with the right budget and the right mindset, you can make your travel dreams a reality. Again, I'm not just talking about a one trip to another state. I'm really saying, these people are really saying, hey, listen, you can travel the world. Now, even if you don't earn a lot or you have debt, there are still plenty of ways to go overseas. And Nomadic Matt said, hey, listen, on the real, the first time I traveled around the world, I had debt. So I guess over time he cleared up his debt, and that's good. You want to be able to do that. Now, they may not be fancy, they may not be luxurious, but if travel is your priority, then you can take advantage of some of these things and you can make it happen. So, where do you start? Well, one of the tips that is given in order to travel overseas, get a job overseas. So if you're not making enough money at your current job, or even worse, you're working a job that you just despise, then get a job overseas. There are plenty of opportunities in the world as long as you are not picky. And it's not, you're not talking about starting a career, just a way to earn money for travel. So if you already have, let's say you have a business of your own that you can run from anywhere in the world. You have a work from home business, so you can take your job with you wherever you go. Some of these things really might work for you. But then of course you can again take a job overseas. And there are some popular jobs that you can get when you travel. There is au pair. Now, this one I've never heard of. But this is a live-in caregiver who helps a host family by looking after their children or doing some basic housekeeping. Now, in exchange, you get free room and board and a small salary. Now, this is a great route if you're looking to earn to learn a new language or immerse yourself in a new culture. It's called au pair, AUPAIR. Like I said, personally, I've never heard of it, but it's on this list. Then there is a bartender. Well, why not? Because it's always 5 o'clock somewhere. So if you have the skills, it's an easy job to move overseas. It's also an easy job to get under the table if you decide to go that route. Not saying that anybody needs to be working under the table, but I'm saying you can. If you don't have the skills to tend bar, consider something like bussing tables or being a dishwasher. There is a hostel worker. No, not a brothel worker. Don't mix them up. A hostel worker. And because hostel workers rarely stick around for long, there's always a demand for new help. It's one of them revolving door jobs. So it's a great way to meet other travelers while adjusting to a new location also. You can usually start off as a volunteer. So start off there in exchange for a free room, for example. Um, and you do that in order to avoid visa complications. And there are actually websites that are available that can help find hostels that you can volunteer at. Yep, you have World Packers, you have Workaway, you have HelpX. These all help you to find hostels for you to volunteer. So if you don't have responsibilities or ties like that, and you want to travel the world, that's one of the ways you can do it. You can also be a waiter or a waitress. There are tons of seasonal restaurants around the world that need extra help during the busy tourist months. If you have experience, that's an easy job to find abroad. Again, they could work on the table thing and just boom, boom, bang, bang, and you're off to the races. One of the more familiar ones to those in the Caribbean is a farm worker. Now, while hardly glamorous, if you don't mind the hard work, this is a great way to make a lot of money in a short period of time. Because you won't have to spend your money because you'll be farming. And most of the times it's out in the middle of who knows where. So there are some places where these jobs are very popular. I remember when I was a child in Jamaica, it was a big thing to come to the US on farm work. It was a big thing. I don't know about now, but back then, it was a big thing. And now, apparently, it is popular in places like Australia and New Zealand. So if you want to go down under, righto, no, that's British. What do the others say? Aussie, 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 oi, 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 oi. So if you want to go down under, then you can look into becoming a farm worker. What do you say, Ebony? Work for a company that offers unlimited PTO. Which company is that? Work from home and doesn't care where you travel to. Work for a millennial. Those are some good tips right there. The millennials is probably the best way to go because they're down for it. For those who love being underwater, you can become a dive instructor. Now, if you have your certification or you are in the process of getting your certification, this is an easy job to travel with. Dive instructors are needed just about everywhere. And these jobs are usually in the more tropical locations, the exotic tropical locations. And that's just about where everybody wants to go anyway. So if you don't already live there and you want to go there, get a job there. And boom, bang, bing. You can also become a tour guide. So if you're one that is well versed in presenting and geography, You can become a tour guide, but even if you don't know it, they have the information there, they follow the script. But if you've got a knack for history, don't mind speaking in front of groups, then this is one of the jobs that you can look into. It's also usually a cash job. So you get your tips directly. See how that works? Another one that was has been pretty famous for just about forever is a cruise ship worker. Now, this is much more of a formal position, but it's a great way to travel. The hours are long. Don't get it twisted. The hours are long. But there's something to be said about living at sea. As I was talking with my brother-in-law's cousin last week, and he was in the Navy, and he would talk about being out at sea. And so, yeah, there is a thing about it. A few years ago, I went on a cruise, and one of the coolest things about the cruise was one of the cabin attendants. At the end of the very first day, this man knew all the names of everyone that was in my cabin. My immediate family went. So 4 of us went, and he knew all our names the first day. He would see us not at our rooms, but passing along in the hallway on the ship, and he'd address us by name. And I'm like, dude, where did they get you from? So if you have that kind of a skill, yeah, you want to check out becoming a cruise ship worker. And again, it's long hours, but the trade-off, think about the trade-off. You get to travel, and you get paid well. Can't beat that. So what we're going to do right now is take a quick little break. We're also going to say goodbye to Facebook Live. We'll come back, we continue going down this list of some great ways to travel the world for cheap or for free. And right now we're looking at possibly getting a job overseas as one of the ways in which to travel. But there's more. So call your friends, tell your friends, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too, because we're not leaving anybody out. We want everybody to get the information, right? Cool. So tell everybody. The Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew is on. It's Community and Finance Night, and we're talking about travel hacks. How to travel for cheap or free. You want to travel? You want to check this out. We'll be right back after these messages.
Pulsey Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulsey Media Group.
Imagine having our own Caribbean Center.
Imagine a museum highlighting our history and the contributions of Caribbean people to the world.
Imagine being able to visit and learn about the islands we call home.
In a place where our kids can see and feel their cultural heritage. You can make this vision come to life.
Help us create this first of its kind space
that all Caribbean people can be proud of. Your contribution to Island Space Caribbean Museum will help this dream come true.
Visit islandspacefl.org/GoFundMe.
Visit islandspacefl.org/GoFundMe.
Visit islandspacefl.org/GoFundMe and donate today.
Reggae Global Entertainment presents the brand new self-titled album from Yishka with 9 great songs. Oh Baby Let Me Love You.
Oh, baby.
Be Grateful for Life.
Be grateful for life.
Shake You Down.
Girl, I wanna shake you
What else can I do?
What else can I do?
Babe, Come Over.
Baby, come over.
My. It's our time.
It's our time. You know I love you.
For your love.
For your love, I would do anything.
I'm Falling.
I'm falling in love again.
Yishka. 9 great songs. Available on all streaming platforms.
You sure look good tonight.
Available now.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school, I learned that I'm ugly and useless. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. In history, I learned that I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick. And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me.
In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid.
In English,
And in math,
that I make people
I learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today
The only thing I didn't learn today
The only thing I didn't learn is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Matthew 28:19 says, Go ye therefore and teach all nations. With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
Hey, I'm representing for DJ Kevin Stew, working on the night shift radio show. Won't go changing like the weather, just to please the devil never. Will DJ Kevin Stew sell his soul? That's a word and honor. It's Christine representing word and honor. Celestia.
No make the smile fool ya. Don't make them tongue fool ya. We are so humble. Spain town, I'm about ya. Boy, where have you been? Make me tell them for this town I come from. Born and raised in a 31. Lord, it's just a pity that I couldn't stay there. That's why I rode through Santee to my bed. Yeah. For this town I come from. Spain town, and raised in a 31. Lord, it's just a pity that I couldn't stand it. That's why I rode through Santee to my bed. Yeah. I know them just I wonder if I change my style, but St. Elizabeth teach me to be versatile. It's been a while. I'm fully loaded on a mission, Spanish town child. And when them start to worry that I bring the pain, on how to farm heights you will feel the rain. St. John's Road warrior, so I hope you bring a few umbrella. Tell them Spanish town I come from, Spain town. Born and
stay there. No. That's why I rode through Santee to my bay, yeah. But this town I come from, born and raised in a 21. Lord, it's just a pity that I couldn't stand it. That's why I rode through Santee to my bay, yeah. The city slicking thing wasn't my style. That's why me hitch up down a old Cheerios for a while. Trouble met my cut to the grill. Then I write down the song. My perfect, my jumping skill. A rockabessa was a nice time. Mount Salem and Glendevon, my greatest time. But in time, Farm Heights got my mind. Tell them punish tongue I come from. Homestead, born and raised in a 31. St. John's. Lord, it's just a pity that I couldn't stay. Mama, Papa, that's why I rode through Santee to my bay. Yeah, punish tongue I come from. Barrack School, born and raised in a 31. St. John's. Lord, it's just a pity that I couldn't stand it. That's why I rode through Santee to my bay. Yeah. Tell them Lacovia School, Santa Cruz Road. That's no stress. Waterloo was cool. The West next, yeah. Yes, Flower Hill, you never did raise no fool. If you was looking for me, I was chilling out with my party. Wally for fun, just flushing misery. Hashtag karate Georgia. Tell them punish tongue come from. Red pan, born and raised in a 21.
The sound of Ed Robinson. Telling us where he is from. Track is called Spanish Town, I come from.
Spain Town, born and raised in a 21. Lord, it's just a pity that I couldn't stand.
So even Ed was doing some local traveling back in Jamaica.
Lord, it's just a pity that I couldn't stand it.
So if he can do it, you can too. I want to say thank you to my segment sponsor out there on her healing heavenly hands. Out there, SU is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade and South Palm Beach counties. She comes to you, bringing her table, her oils, and of course over 20 years massage therapy experience with those healing heavenly hands. Give her a call, 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000. You can email her at thealater@att.net. That's THEALATER at att.net. Again, she comes to you. She doesn't ask for much. Outside of paying her, she only has one request. Get off her table and go sleep somewhere else. That's because I always fall asleep on her table.
Waterloo was cool.
Give her a call. Tell her DJ Kevin Stew sent you.
You never did raise no.
Make an appointment for your massage today.
I was chilling out with my.
It's a good gift to give for Christmas too.
Flushing misery. Hashtag.
Those of you who are stressed out with the shopping activities, stressed out with the thought of holidays, the children are home. It's not as long as the summer holiday, but you know, it can be a little bit taxing nonetheless. You have a friend, family member, partner that you know it could work with a good massage. Go ahead and give Althea a call. 954-655-9000. Maybe that is one of those traveling jobs. Maybe you can travel as a massage therapist. Hey, if you're being hired from across the waters, then you know, negotiate how to work it out, and boom, bang, bing, you're now an international massage therapist. You see how that works? Now, as we go back to our list, I want to welcome you guys back to the broadcast officially. Again, 773-789-STEW gets you in touch. 773-789-7839. That's 773-789-7839. Call, text, WhatsApp, Telegram. Get you in touch live and direct on this broadcast right now. You can call and tell what you use as your own travel hack, if you have one. Or if you just want to say, hey, you know, these hacks sound like they can work for me, I'm going to go with that. You can do that also. Alright? But continuing down this list, courtesy of nomadicmat.com, casino workers is next on the list. Now, when I gave thought to a job that I would get overseas, this is not one that came to mind. But here it is on this list. Now, of course, it might require some training, but if you're a night owl, don't mind the casino scene, well, this is one of those jobs that is fun for you. And again, you can do it abroad. There are also other seasonal worker jobs. Let's say at a ski resort. Instructors, restaurant staff, hotel staff, lifeguards. Ski resorts need all sorts of staff to keep things moving. And that makes this particular type of job somewhat of a gold mine for the overseas traveler. Now, of course, if you don't mind the snow, this would be perfect for you. See, no, we're not talking about water ski resorts. In fact, I have never heard of a water ski resort. But, excuse me, we're talking about snow skiing. So if you like the snow and that's something, you're not afraid of heights, you might want to look into that. Going back on the water, though. So we mentioned the cruise ship worker. There's also the yacht worker. And early in my life, when I was looking into job changes, career changes, I actually looked at becoming a yacht worker. Now, again, the hours can be long, but this is great money for, and you'll be working for the rich or with the rich and famous a lot of the times. But best of all, you're usually going to some amazing destinations. And with living on the boat, here you go again. What are you going to be spending your money on? So if you need to send money back to the family to take care of things at home, you can do so. But how much will be needed for that versus what you can save, what you can use for taking care of yourself, spending on yourself when you're landside, when you're on land? Because out on the water, what you gonna do? What you gonna use the money to do? Right, that's what I thought. So there's a yacht worker. There's that option. Then there's also a yoga instructor. Now, and this is why I say, a massage therapist should be able to get this kind of a job too. A massage therapist should be able to travel the world, providing services. Someone like Althea that has this, this extensive knowledge base, because not only is she a massage therapist, but she's also a personal trainer, a certified personal trainer. So think about that. Anyone listening to this broadcast right now, if you're in the UK listening on One Harmony Radio, New Jersey on NIE, in New York on Island Worldwide, WGLRO out of Texas. I didn't even big them up earlier. My apologies. WGLRO out of Texas, Ottawa Radio, Dusick Media Groups. Much love to you guys. The Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. Any of these places that you're listening from around the world, you can get a yoga instructor. But here it is, someone that has been on this broadcast, someone that exists already, a massage therapist who is also a personal trainer that you can call up and say, hey, I'm going to Fiji and I don't know what the services are like there, but I'd like for you to be my personal massage therapist and trainer as I go on this trip. Boom, bang, bing, you're covered. 2 in 1. So now Does Althea want to travel? I don't know. Am I putting her in a spot? Probably. But think about it. If you have these skills, these qualifications, you might want to put it out there. So next on the list is a yoga instructor. So again, having the skills, having the certification, teaching yoga abroad is an easy way to make some spending money. Now, while you might need to know the language, if it is not a same language country that you're going to, there are yoga studios pretty much everywhere. Yeah, everywhere you can think of. Working overseas often gets discounted as an option because it seems like it's really hard to do. But apparently it is not. Just be open. These jobs don't require advanced degrees or a lot of work experience. They're just jobs that you can, if you're willing to go, you can get. Are you going to get a high-paying job in an office? No, that's not going to happen. Will you get probably a crappy job that will pay your travel bills? Yeah. Will you get a job that you might enjoy? The possibility exists. Don't knock it until you've tried it. These people have met people from all walks of life, from the Western and non-Western countries, funding their travels using some of these methods. It's an easy, fun way to lengthen your travels, to deepen your experience, and to make a little money while doing it. Now, they say money is a great motivator, right? Well, there you go. Something else that can be done is to teach English overseas. If you are from an English-speaking country, you can teach English overseas. Now, I'll tell you, teaching English is not one of the easiest things to do because speaking English itself is not one of the easiest things to do. There are English-speaking people that don't know English. Yeah, that's kind of scary. But it's true. Now, one of the best ways to make money for travel is to teach English overseas. And like I said, it's actually on this list. You can make a lot of money from teaching. People have replenished their travel funds while working in places like Thailand. And there are people that leave South Korea with tens of thousands of dollars in the bank because they've been doing English teaching in these countries. Now, all you need really is the ability to speak English quite fluently and a TEFL degree. Now, depending on the country you work in, you may need this degree. Now, the world is yearning for teachers. And this is a job that is in high demand. Like I said, this information is from earlier this year. So this is not old information. This demand has not changed. Now, it might have gone virtual quite a bit, but the demand has not changed. And many companies in Asia will actually pay for your flight to go over there. Now, if you have a college or university degree, you'll be able to make more money and apply for better positions, though it's not necessary for a whole lot of countries. They probably don't recognize your degree anyway. Additionally, there are websites and services that allow you to teach virtually. As long as you have great Wi-Fi, you can help people learn English from anywhere in the world. And, of course, all you need to do is search for the options online. And boom, bang, bing, done. You're already on the way. There is also something called woofing. Not roofing. It is WWOOFING. It stands for Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms. going back to the farming thing. It's a platform that allows you to do work on a farm in exchange for free room and board. It's a great way to see a destination in depth while allowing you to commune with the great outdoors. Now, you have to pay to get to the farm, but once you're there, everything else is covered. It definitely will help you travel cheap, as well as have a unique experience and meet lots of, well, who could be considered really cool people. And, here's another thing. If you're living off the land, how bad could it be? I guess the worst that could happen is their farming practices are not what you're in alignment with, but this is organic farming. So the likelihood of being affected by chemicals and fertilizers and such, slim to none. Now, WWOF has opportunities available in 130 countries around the world, with over 12,000 hosts available. Some of the most popular destinations are France, Italy, Costa Rica, Australia, New Zealand, and Hawaii. Now, these are all sought after destinations. So, why not look into something like that? Now, I don't know how many people are familiar with this next one on this list. Sharing economy. Have you ever heard of it? The sharing economy is something that you can use to find cheaper accommodation, quirky tour guides, rideshare options, and home-cooked meals with local chefs. You can bypass the traditional travel industry with sharing economy websites and gain access to locals using their own assets and skills to become small tourism companies with cheaper prices. Now, moreover, locals know where to find the deals. They know which supermarket is cheapest, which stores offers the best deals, and where to find the hole-in-the-wall restaurants and bars with the tastiest foods and lowest prices. Talking directly to them gives you access to that knowledge. There are websites that have changed the game and made travel more accessible for everyone. You're talking about what you already know, your Airbnbs, your blah blah car. I've never heard of that one. It's a ride-sharing app that connects you with drivers who have extra seats in their car, primarily for medium and long distances, but it's blah blah car. Never heard of it. There's Eat With. That one is a platform that connects you with local cooks serving private meals. There's Turo, which is a car-sharing marketplace that lets you rent vehicles from locals. There is RV Share. They let you rent RVs and camper vans directly from the locals. There's Camp Space, which I pretty much speaks for itself. It lets you camp on private property. And the properties range from basic tent plots to luxurious clamping and RV stays. So, you can't really beat that. Let me give you one more before I take another break. Cook your own meals. Well, sounds kind of like a no-brainer, but when you go off on vacation, you're not really thinking of cooking your own meals, are you? Nah. The best way to save money on the road is to cook your meals. The writers here said, while visiting Stockholm, I spent $60 US for a week's worth of groceries instead of an average of $15 US per meal eating out. That worked out to be like $150 US in savings. And they said, they've done the same thing in dozens of countries around the world, especially in expensive destinations like Iceland, where eating out can really wreck your budget. If you are staying in hostels, Book accommodation that has a kitchen so you have space to cook. If you're couch surfing or using Airbnb, your host will probably have a kitchen. Now, if there is no kitchen, you know, you might have a microwave. And of course, not all meals require you to cook on a stovetop. So all you need is your cutlery and you're off to the races. Just because you're traveling doesn't mean you need to eat out every meal. You won't ruin your trip to Paris if you decide not to eat out. You know, there's simply no reason to be spending lots of money on food on your trip. Treat it like you would at home. Go to the grocery store, buy up some stuff, and cook at home. Cook wherever it is that you're staying. Granted, they have ways for you to cook. I was looking at some ways to save on your travels. So you're looking to have a cheap trip or a free trip. These are some ways to go about doing it. We're going to take another quick little break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more. All right? Looking at travel hacks. Ways to travel for free, ways to travel for cheap. Call your friends, tell your friends. It's a night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. We'll be right back.
When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.
Teddy Greaves Jr. with 6 brand new songs out now on his brand new EP, Teddy Greaves Jr. with songs you know and love like Can You Stop the Rain? One Last Cry. Can't Get Over You. Wait Too Long. You and I. And One Last Cry, the acoustic version. Teddy Greaves Jr., now available on all major digital platforms. Teddy Greaves Jr. Making great music is one thing, sharing it with the world, that's another. Let the professionals at Reggae Global Entertainment help you to another level. Specializing in artist management, booking, public relations and marketing, and promotion, Reggae Global Entertainment can help you with event planning, websites, photography, and video production, press releases, legal services, and graphic design. They can even help you with music production, so you can get the sound that you want every time. Call Reggae Global Entertainment at 954-804-8199. That's 804-8199. Or visit them online at reggaeglobalentertainment.com.
Yes. Akar Mantino, I'm making notes right now. You are locked in to DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift.
Talking about the options and talking about sweet. became a friend would like to have. Suddenly going fishing wasn't such an imposition, and I went 3 times that year. I lost my dad. Finally read the good book, and I took a real long hard look at what I'd do if I could do it all again. And then I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds on a Pullman Fu Manchu, and I loved deeper, and I spoke sweeter, and I gave forgiveness I've been denying. And he said, one day I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying.
I want to welcome you back to the broadcast. It's Community and Finance Night right here on the night shift to DJ Kevin Steele. In the background, the sound of Marty Dread, his rendition of the track called Live Like You Were Dying. I want to say thank you to my segment sponsors, Reggae Global Entertainment. With Reggae Global Entertainment, they can act as your booking agents. You can use them for your tour management. They can handle your trademarks, your business registration, legal service referrals, music production, marketing and promotion, and so much more. Give them a call, 954-804-8199. That's 954-804-8199. Call them up, tell them DJ Kevin Steele sent you. Marty Dread in the background. That's the title of the track right there. What a lovely rendition this is. There are so many people that want to do things that never get around to it, and that, they might be laying on their deathbeds and saying, hey, I wish I did. Yeah, don't be one to wish that you did, just do. Sometimes that's all that's required. You just need to get up and do. As we look at ways to travel cheaply and to travel for free, on getting to your destination, so that you don't rack up these high bills on things to do, you can travel around with things like rail passes. Or if you're in Europe, the U-Rail Pass. Or if you're over in Japan, it's the JR Pass. And they're a great way to save money when it comes to train travel. If you're traveling around the region for a while, rail passes will likely be much cheaper than booking individual trips. If you're booking individual trips, try booking ahead of times, and usually you can save about 50% of the cost of a train ticket. However, that fixes you to a set timeline. If you don't want to be tied into a fixed schedule, rail passes can save you a lot of money while giving you the flexibility to travel whenever you need to. People that like to go to Europe or have traveled to Europe on a number of occasions are even planning to. If you're planning to go, you'll listen to the ones that have gone before, that have done this. Because they'll tell you they saved thousands, well, maybe not thousands, they've saved hundreds of dollars just by doing that, getting rail passes. There is another thing that you can do to travel on the cheap, or to make your trip cheaper. Now, not many people will actually do this. In fact, I can't think of many that I know that would. Just honestly speaking. But this one is to sleep in large dorms. Now, large hostel dorm rooms are the cheapest paid accommodation that is out there. So if you're couch surfing, if couch surfing is not your thing, then the next best way to save money on a place to sleep, that would be hostels, large dorm rooms. The bigger the dorm, the cheaper it will be. While a 4 to 6 bed dorm might give you more privacy, the 12 to 18 bed dorm is going to be a lot cheaper. Now, in the long run, this will add up as long as you've got earbuds and sleeping mask. You can save some money on this. If you're a light sleeper, make sure you read the reviews before you book to ensure that you don't get a party hostel. In larger cities, you can usually find a hostel that is quieter than the others. It might not be as social, but you'll be at least be able to get a good night's sleep. If you're into the partying thing, that might be the thing for you. You get one of the bigger ones that get loud and is more on the social scene. In a large dorm, you're almost guaranteed to have some snorers. So if earplugs don't quite do the trick, you might want to download some apps that plays nature sounds on a loop. That might help you. You can set a timer so that it stops playing after an hour or two. But these will help you to ignore some of the noises that you hear going on in the dorm while you try to fall asleep. If you're a student, a teacher, or even under the age of 26, there is a whole world out there for you called the world of 50% off attractions and a plethora of discounts. Never heard of it? Well, you just did. Get a student, teacher, youth, or youth card and save big while you're abroad. Even if you've recently graduated, chances are you can still get by with your expired ID card, as long as it doesn't have an expiry date on it. Always ask if there are discounts available for students or youth, as it's an easy way to save tons of cash as you travel around. Museums, galleries, and other major tourist attractions usually have discounts, especially when you go to Europe. All you have to do is ask. Then you can get city tourist cards. If you plan on seeing a lot of sights in a city, get a city tourism card. These will offer discounted or even free access to the major attractions and museums, as well as free public transportation. Again, the writer says, hey, listen, I've saved over $100 with the London pass, 80 US with the Paris Museum card, and 50 with a Helsinki card, and tons more on city tourism cards. Look into it. They are an amazing way to save money on attractions that not enough people use. Just head to the local tourism office to find out what cards are available. They can help answer all your questions and make sure you save as much money as possible. Now, not every city has them, but most major destinations do. And you'll save a lot of money if you plan on seeing the major sites. So, what do you have to lose? Time? Please, you're on vacation. You're taking a trip. You're sightseeing. It's a part of the time. Now, you can also capitalize on your skills. You need some cash? Use up some of the platforms that are available to find people who need a few things done around the house and then get paid to help them do it. It's a way to make money when you travel without committing to a long-term job. So put your skills out there. If you're a handyman, you can do a thing here or a thing there, and you're good at it. Go ahead, put it out there. Additionally, if you can do things like cut hair, other travelers look for ways to get haircuts. um, provide online services like editing, graphic designing, consulting. You can do all of these things by working online. As long as you have Wi-Fi, you can make money. So you need to be creative. Cool. Get creative. Put your services out there. You didn't learn these things to just sit on them. And again, some of these skills are transferable to virtual skill sets. And you can use them anywhere. Now, here's one hack for you. And this one, they said, hey, they've been using this as their number one way to get free flights. And they've used it to be able to afford a lot of flights and hotels over the years. Simply by using a travel credit card for regular spending on groceries, for restaurant use, for shopping. You get to earn free flights and hotel stays, all by spending the money that you were going to spend in the first place. So nowadays you have tons of ways to earn free flights. You can simply sign up for a few travel credit cards, collect your miles, and then boom, bang, bing, you're flying for free. Most cards offer sign-up bonuses of 50,000 points or more, which is often enough for a free round-trip flight. And if you sign up for both an airline card and a general rewards card, you can combine the 2 points balances and get a cheap flight faster. See how that works? Now, by collecting points and miles through credit card bonuses, smart everyday spending, online surveys, bonuses, and other methods, you'll accrue a ton of miles even before you've left for your trip. You can go a lot further in the world when you take away the cost of flights and some accommodation. So why not jump on it? It's not just for Americans either. So those of you that are listening to me from anywhere around the world, Canadians can travel hack. People, if you're in Australia, New Zealand, the UK, you can all use these travel hacks. Europeans also have several options as well. All kinds of airline cards and more. Norwegian Air, SAS, Aer Lingus, Lufthansa, they all have these airline cards that are available. Then you have free stay. Again, you hear things like, what's the cost? It's free. You hear something like that and, your ears kind of perk up. If you're anything like me, your ears are going to perk up. Of course, you're going to have questions also. Be skeptical, but, learn to listen. It's the fifth agreement, if you don't know it. There are many services that connect travelers with locals who are willing to let them stay with them for free. So this is not your regular Airbnb. You'll never have to pay for accommodations. There was this guy who traveled for years while only couch surfing. You would sleep on someone's couch. There are some people that have used this service time and time again, and they meet some amazing people while doing it. Sometimes you get a room, sometimes it's a couch, sometimes it's an air mattress, but it's always free. Ideally, you'll want to repay your host kindness by doing something like cooking them a meal or bringing them a souvenir from where it is that you're coming from, or taking them out for a drink, but that will still be much cheaper than paying for accommodation. Now, there are also local couch surfing group meetups that can help you to make friends in your new city. Moreover, because of the rise of the sharing economy in the last few years, there are now websites that let you not only stay with the locals, but share rides, share meals, train tickets, gear, and a lot more. These websites not only save you tons of money, but they get you off the tourist track and into the local life. So, right then and there, the spending is different. And that's a win-win. You have websites like Couchsurfing, Servers, Be Welcome, and Warm Showers. Again, prior to this, I've never heard of some of these websites. So, I'm sharing them with you. If you're adventurous like that, if you're willing to, if you want to travel and, adventure is your thing, you're comfortable with going and traveling and doing some of these things, go for it. You have nothing to lose. Now, this one is one that I do have some reservations about. What if you can do couch surfing, then you can probably do hitchhiking too. And it's a free way to get around that is relatively safe and quite common in many parts of the world. Relatively safe. TV has made hitchhiking for me a very scary thing. But it's common in places like Central America, Scandinavia, Eastern Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. They do it all the time. I have done it once in my life. And it was... Okay, so when I lived in Jamaica, I lived in Kingston. And at one point in my life, I ended up with a girlfriend in the parish of St. Thomas, which is a neighboring parish. And I was out there, and it just so happens that buses stopped running to Kingston a little bit earlier on a Sunday than any other day. And I went visiting on a Sunday and stayed a little bit too late. I wasn't getting any transportation back to Kingston. And apparently, I wasn't alone. Fortunately for me, well, I guess I could have stayed over the night, but I did have work the next day, and that would have caused a problem for me. It wouldn't have been that much of a problem, but in my head, it was. But here it is. I ended up hitchhiking, and I just needed a ride back to somewhere where I could catch a bus in Kingston. I got a ride to walking distance from my house. I was so blessed that day, and have been blessed throughout my life, really. But this time in particular, I was, and I don't think I've shared that story with many people, but yes, that happened. But in places like Central America, Scandinavia, Eastern Europe, Australia, and New Zealand, apparently hitchhiking is a thing. And the writer here says, I've hitchhiked in more than a handful of countries. And they go on to say they know solo female travelers who have done the same. Now, in North America, hitchhiking has a bad reputation. But with some common sense and a bit of patience, you can hitchhike almost anywhere, saving tons of money in the process. Now, there are some basic tips. I didn't even know that hitchhiking was a thing where there's strategy and things to use in order to make it happen. But here you go. Some tips that help you get started with hitchhiking. Use a sign. Make a clear sign that lets people know where it is that you're heading. And that will help drivers decide if they can help. Look presentable. So, wear clean clothes. Smile. Don't obscure your face with something like sunglasses. People want to see who they're picking up. Check the laws. Understand that hitchhiking is illegal in some places. always check the laws to make sure it's okay to do where you are. Take precautions. Note the license plates of anyone who picks you up and text it to a friend. Chances are you won't need it, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Keep your valuables on you. Do not leave any valuables in your bag if it goes in the trunk or in case it gets left in the car or if it gets stolen. Consult with Hitch Wiki. Now, I didn't even know that there was such a site. Again, this bit of information here was eye-opening for me. And so I decided to open your eyes too. So Hitch Wiki is the #1 hitchhiking resource. Who'd have thunk it? Always consult it before you hitchhike to pick up tips and ensure you're hitchhiking in a safe place. Another thing you can do is take free walking tours. So you want to learn about the city, you want to get your bearings and see major sites. Free walking tours are the way to go about doing it. You can find them in most major cities. Just ask the local tourist office or your hostel staff, or you can just search online for free walking tour and put the city name that you're in. You'll get a solid introduction to the city while also accessing local guides that you can ask questions. Whenever you visit a new city, it is recommended that you just do that. Just be sure to tip your guide at the end, because that's the bulk of their payment. You can also do house sitting and pet sitting. If you're on a tight budget, can't afford a vacation, consider watching someone's house while they go on theirs. You can sign up for one of the sites that offer that service and watch people's homes or their pets for free, allowing you to stay in one destination for a while without having to pay for accommodation. Now, everyone's account is varied and has reviews, so you won't get cheated. They're verified, I should say. Now, it's a great platform for long-term travel with an important added bonus. You get a kitchen to cook your food. Again, saving money on buying out. See how that works? You'll also often get access to a vehicle, and sometimes will be left a tip or free groceries. It's usually people who are well off that can afford multi-month vacations. So you're usually in a pretty nice home or in a pretty nice apartment. And there are house sitting websites that you can check. Trusted house sitters, home exchange, house carers. These are some websites that you can check out. And you can also use up your social media. I'm going to give you this one as the last one before I get into musical therapy. So, you have any friends or colleagues with relatives in Spain or any of them European countries, or in a place like New Zealand, think about it. These days, there's a vast social network that is right at our fingertips. A network of friends and family that will stretch across the globe. Use that. Ask your co-workers and friends if they know anyone where you're going. And you never know who is who or who will know who. But when you do that, you may find someone that is willing to accommodate you for a time or to help you get around, saving you on that bit of expense. All it starts with is a little bit of a change in your mindset. And then you take it from there. Patience, practice, and you'll be able to make your travel dreams a reality. And you don't have to end up in long-term debt to do it. These are some travel hacks that have apparently worked. And again, I didn't know about some of these things. And when I came across it, I said, hey, let me share some of these with you all. If you can use it, use it. If not, don't. You can just go ahead and tell somebody else who may be a little bit more adventurous than you. Maybe someone who is willing to, they don't have as much ties, that they have to plan their things a little bit differently than you. They're more adventurous, like I said, willing to go out there and experience the world whichever way they can. And they can use some of these tips, some of these hacks, and have a great time and come back with great stories. Now, of course, TV has skewed our views on some of these actions, but we know TV tends to exaggerate also. So ask around, read the reviews, check and see what the locals have to say. Check and see what other travelers have had to say, what options are used repeatedly by some of the frequent travelers. Look into these things. These are ever-changing times, and as we change, as we grow, we tend to change. So let's change with the times. You don't have to stick with everything that you've done all along, because sometimes there might be something that works a little bit better. All you have to do is try. As we get into musical therapy, kicking it off tonight with new music from Christine Alicia. It is called Gold. I want to thank McNeil Trucking for sponsoring this segment of the broadcast. With McNeil Trucking, you're in good hands. Give them a call. 954-406-9740. They're licensed and insured movers. Just call them up. McNeil Trucking. 954-406-9740. Tell them you heard about them on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Taking this once more from the top. It's Christine Alicia. It's called Gold.
Time we find our voice and sing again. Time we remember our power comes from within. Time we bring up the courage of our ancestors, name them, call them, they're with us. Time we find our voice and sing again. It's about time. We know nature's gifts and resources, still we fall slave by taking favors. By time we look round our foreign friends, them take our best work, not even show what leaders. Time we find our voice and sing again. It's about time. Come people, make us remember our power within. Who here see the times manifested? Who here see the times repeated? Our time is now. Now 'cause we know our worth more than gold. We're worth more than gold. Our time is here. Now 'cause we know and see that there's more.
sound of Mr. Presenter. It's called Precious Life.
Just a take it. Tryna stay cool while the heat is kicking. Tryna reach your only but the bass been stinging. Real go-gets and no believe in quitting. If you feel recharge and restart, enough soul lost some sleepwalk. Even though the rocky road may seem dark, put God first with a clean heart. I love my precious life. Despite these tests of times, I make the best of mine. Eat right and exercise. Yeah. Love my precious life. Despite these tests of times, I make the best of mine. Eat right and exercise. Man, I spread love, me no prejudice. My friends, my foes, my relatives. It's a hopeful vibes, good messages. New year, new law, new genesis. And some about 9 to 5 with no benefits. Everybody wanna go where better is. I'm praying for those that are very sick. Cause life is the greatest, so cherish it. Yeah, I love my precious life. Despite these tests of times, I make the best of mine. Eat right and exercise. Yeah. Love your precious life. Despite these tests of times, make the best of yours. Eat right and exercise. Why life have to be this way? No better hate now. There must be a better way.
This is Russ Irie working out with singer Irie.
Be this way.
It's called Be This Way.
Don't let the future be the same. Lord have mercy now.
Bouncing through our musical therapy segment right here on Community and Finance on the night shift to DJ Kevin Steele.
Using the money to control all the foolish man would selling sound. No more minimum wages. Put more food on poor people table. No first or no second class. Let everyone be their own boss. Why life have to be this way? No better hate now. There must be a better way. Why life have to be this way? Don't let the future be the same. Lord have mercy. Every generation adapt from the ones before. I sing a irony. I'm gonna spread you love more and more. My sorry never lose control. I just watching over my soul. Make them know we got a heart and soul, and the emperor control. Oh well. Why life have to be this way? No better hate now. There must be a better way. Why life have to be this way? Don't let the future be the same. Sort of live your life any old way you choose. Live it through the battles and the bruise. Go live your life. It doesn't matter what they say. What you eat don't make me puke anyway. Go live your life.
This is the sound of Ed Robinson.
It's black or white. They will know they can't win that fight. Go live.
Track is called Go Live Your Life.
Think it's red. Let them know it's your life to live. Yeah. People say we gone astray, talking how we lose our way. One day they will know the things they say is far from so. The issue don't give when they talk about the life you live. Cause even if there is a price to pay, you will have to pay it anyway. Go live your life any old way you choose. Live it through the battles and the bruise. Go live your life. It doesn't matter what they say. What you eat don't make me puke anyway. Go live your life. If their list is black or white, they will know they can't win that fight. Go live your life. And even when they think it's red, let them know it's your life to live. Yeah. If you choose to do a 9 to 5, to live your life you choose a cab to drive. Why should I care? Why should they care? Yo,
Sunday, right after the dance on Saturday. Should anyone care? Only God we fear. Go live your life. Any old way you choose, live it through the battles and the bruise. Go live your life. It doesn't matter what they say, what you eat don't make me puke anyway. Go live your life. If their list is black or white, they will know they can't win that fight. Go live your life. And even when they think it's red, let them know it's your life to live.
There is too much time wasting, boya, boya. There's gonna be a weeping and wailing.
This is the sound of dangling.
There is too much time.
The track is called Time Wasting.
Look ya, it look like them no member job. Caught up in a social media. Oh gosh, tell me this. How many mornings should I get up and pray before you take your first selfie? How many times Father got to see another day before them check them Facebook page? Enough. Value our incoming text more than them value them next coming breath. With shares and likes them obsessed. Day and night I swipe right and left. What a mess. Technology have them weak. Before them brush them teeth, them up to send a dozen tweet. A generation of freaks and loonies. Before they meet them up to take a foodie. There is too much time wasting, boya, boya. There's gonna be a weeping and wailing if we not change our ways. There is too much time wasting, boya. Look here, it look like them no member ya. Caught up in a social media. Oh gosh.
How can I love someone when you are near?
This is on a Marjorie K.
How can I love
Her rendition of How Can I Love Someone.
when you are near? How can I kiss someone when you are near?
This one.
How can I love someone when you are near?
This one.
I want you to understand we are one.
This one.
I want you to understand that we are one. How can I love someone when you are near? How can I love someone when you are near?
This one. Straight from the dancer. This one.
When you come around, I don't know what's going on with me. You calm me down, down.
This is the sound of Hope and Linda working out with Fiona.
You smile, I can't help myself.
A track called Love Don't Fail Me.
A while, I feel the love that you give. I know that it's for real. I'm sure I'll never let you down. I wanna give you my love. I can't wait. You don't have to wait too long. I'm waiting, baby. I'll always be around. 'Cause love don't fail me this time. I won't fail you. No, no, no love don't fail me this time. Just wanna hold you. When you walk in the room, you know you take my breath away. I look at you, I'm lost for words. I don't know what to say. I
that time of the year. Although we don't need to wait until this time of the year to play this kind of music.
The holidays find us together.
This is Peter G.
No other place I'd rather.
Track called My Wish for Christmas.
I wish for Christmas is having you here.
As we bounce through this musical therapy segment,
For Christmas,
closing out community and finance right here on the night of the DJ Kevin Stew.
wish for Christmas is how it's supposed to be.
Hey, 2033.
Christmas is making dreams come.
Welcome to the broadcast.
You're prettier than all the decoration.
That is oh so true.
Your smile is brighter than the stars.
Than the stars.
More special than a special occasion. I just love the way you are. They say time flies when you're having fun. I can't believe the year is almost done. Nobody else but you can make me feel the way I do. You make my dreams come true. My wish for Christmas is having you here with me. My wish for Christmas is spending it with you. My wish for Christmas is how it's supposed to be. My wish for Christmas is making dreams come true.
Glory, glory to the King.
This is Tudiki. Sadiki working out with a terrific one. Twiggy. The track is called Merry Christmas. Hey, cuz.
Some kids been good and some so bad. Love is in the air. Wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas. So let's all gather around, enjoying each other's company. No matter who you may be, everybody is family. So sing this song, show love to everyone this Christmas. Jingle bells, you know them well. It's time to start giving. Someone crying today is gonna have a Merry Christmas. So let's all gather round, enjoying each other's company. And even if you only bring your hungry belly, everybody is family. Dance this song, show love to everyone this Christmas. Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to wake up in nothing.
Wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas.
It's the most beautiful time of the year. Lights in the streets spreading so much cheer. I should be playing in the winter snow, but I'ma be under the mistletoe. I don't wanna miss out on the holiday, but I can't stop singing at your face. I should be playing in the winter snow, but I'ma be under the mistletoe. Charlotte with you.
This is Ed Robinson's brand new Christmas song.
With you, yeah, under the mistletoe.
It's called Mistletoe.
Everyone's gathering around the fire, chestnuts roasting like a hot July. I should be chilling with my folks, I know, but I'll be under the mistletoe. Word on the street, Santa's coming tonight. Reindeer flying through the sky so high. I should be making my list, I know, but I'ma be under the mistletoe. Shorter with you, shorter with you, shorter with you, shorter with you, yeah. Under the mistletoe, yeah. Shorter with you, shorter with you, shorter with you, shorter with you, under the mistletoe, oh yeah. The wise men follow the star, where I follow my heart, and it led me to a miracle and love. Don't you buy me a thing, no, 'cause I am feeling one thing. Your lips on my lips, that's a merry, merry Christmas. Baby with you, yeah, baby with you, yeah, with you, yeah, with you, yeah, under the mistletoe, yeah. I don't wanna miss out on the holidays, but I can't stop staring at your face. I should be playing in the winter snow, but I'ma be under the mistletoe.
The melody to my song, my favorite chord on my guitar.
This is the sound of Kavon.
On a cold night,
It's called You Make Me Right.
creation of your love. 'Cause maybe I don't say it enough, but woman, you make me strong. You light up my life. Your voice is my song. You make me right. You make me right. For you give me every day. No question asked. You make me right. I wanna thank you every day. You never remain. The rocky road with you is fine. Girl, I'm well because I know you're mine. Give me your smile is everything. Baby, you're the beat that makes my heart. You make my heart sing. Yeah. 'Cause maybe I don't say it enough. Woman, you make me
As we wrap up this community and finance night right here on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew,
my song. And baby,
I want to thank you all for your support.
you taught me love, you showed me love.
Thank you for sharing your participation. Thank you for your love.
You make me right.
Yes, you do. Thank you once again to McNeil Trucking.
Oh, you give me
McNeil Trucking, you're in good hands.
the questions
They sponsored this musical therapy segment, and you can get in touch with them by 954-406-9740.
thank you each and every.
Tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you.
Un beau jour passé, bâti ou merci. Un beau jour passé, bâti ou mon amour.
As you go around in your community, remember, your community is not just a development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So those that you pass on the bus, on the plane, the boat, or the train, whether you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Do something good for one of them today, because you never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow.
You make me right.
Yes, you do. Yeah, this song is very relaxing, because it's called You Make Me Right. The artist goes by the name Kavon.
I wanna thank you each and every day.
Join me tomorrow as we get back here. Healthy Love Night.
Oh, you give me every day. The questions
Thank you to the affiliates, One Harmony Radio, NIE Radio, the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com, Island Worldwide, WGLRO, Hollywood Radio, Dusic Media Group. Much love to you guys. PEMGTV.com. And for you all right here at the home of the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew, kevinstew.com. Remember, you can check out the podcast and the YouTube channel of the same name, the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew.
You make me
Good night. From right here in South Florida, but good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. That's where I part company with you for the last time tonight. Take care of yourselves, be good. But if you can't be good at it. Catch you tomorrow, God sparing life, all things being well. Blessings to you.
Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The night shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.